Okay, I am live early. Oh, let me get comfortable. Don't know how long this one's going to be. Nobody's up, so I figured after my workout, might as well go ahead and get it in. Today's Thursday, the 23rd of November. It's Thanksgiving. I think it's every the fourth Thursday, something like that. That's what it is. It's Thanksgiving in the States. Mostly I feel good. I still have this tickle that I can't shake most of the time throughout the day. I don't really feel it or sense it, but at nighttime or in the morning time, that's when a little bastard creeps in. But uh, it is what it is, right? So that's what we're gonna go with, I guess. um, Other than that, all is well. I will have a cup of coffee in an hour or so. I still am doing my whole um French press journey, which is actually going pretty good. I like to do, at least for now, dial in the coffee with um drip with the V60, Hario V60. We'll talk about that in the um future podcast, but just to make sure I'm dialing it in right. Oh crap. I didn't even test it out. Oh well, whatever. And I was doing a Guatemalan, and I thought this Guatemalan would have a little bit more, acidity to it, but whatever. It is what it is, right? So, so that's the situation, and it's tasting the same on the V60 as it is on the French press. And the French press is, I'm still trying to get used to it. I think it could be the coffee, the type of coffee I'm using, the one that I want to really taste. But again, it's about the journey. So I need to realize that I'm just not going to be a like for like comparison. And from one of my apps that I usually use to kind of help me out, guide me along my way, um, supposedly I'm supposed to go a little bit stronger cup, more as a concentrate, not as a concentrate all the way, but it's a lot stronger compared to what you would normally do with a drip coffee. But I don't think I'm feeling the Guatemalan that much, and it's roasted relatively light medium taste. So we'll see. It's all good. These are good things, good things to go through. Moreover, so I'll try it with Mexican coffee that I do have. I don't think it has as much character. And I guess what I mean by character is it's a 3D or a personality, something like that. A lot of times when people say, oh, character, you expect somebody to understand exactly what you're talking about. One, I don't know you, or you don't know me, and you don't know how I actually tick. Hopefully, you're getting a little bit of that. But, I need to explain things a little bit more. I need to do that in general because I have to realize that people are here for whatever reason. I don't know what that reason is at times, but yeah, so getting back to what I mean by character. Me personally, I like a coffee that has character. Somebody's layered, has dimensions. It doesn't have to be a bombastic type of complex coffee. And a lot of times when people say complex, they can't really decipher what that coffee really tastes like to me, which is fine. Complex makes it sounds very more sophisticated to me. When people say complex, it's kind of hard for them to really judge or taste what that coffee is. And I'm sure when they say complex too, what they mean by that is that it changes throughout the uh cooling process of that coffee, you know? But yeah, that's me on a soapbox a little bit. But it doesn't have that many layers to it. It's either one notey and it stays that way. And I like a coffee that has, I wouldn't say a 50-50. It's not that I look for a 50-50 coffee that's sweet, or for me in that case, uh, n- not that much character when it's too sweet, and a coffee that has a decent, well balanced acidity to it. It can be multiple different types of acidity. I do prefer, I thought I preferred lemon, but sometimes that can be a little too intense. So I like a softer type of acidity, but it's still there. I say a little bit more past a strawberry, a little bit more than a cherry. That's kind of hard to understand, to really get what I'm getting at. But a lot of times, what I like to do, I don't know if people do this a lot, is that I love fruit. I love fruit. My favorite fruit is what is it? It is blueberries. And right now, a whole carton of blueberries is $10. I couldn't do it. And this is the prime time of them right now, which is killing me, but I can't pay $10 a carton for some blueberries. But blueberries are amazing. I tend to gravitate to the bigger blueberries. I used to be a small blueberry type of guy, and I like them hard, big and hard, because a lot of times they usually have that type of like juiciness just bursting out immediately, and then it mellows out. So more so you get the acidity and the juiciness in the beginning, and then the sweetness comes in at the end. That's how I like my flavors. Yeah, you can manipulate in the roast here and there, but for the most part, the coffee is what it is. Again, I'm not saying that you just put it in the roaster and poof, you don't do shit and it comes out and all that, right? But I guess what I'm saying is that that's personally what I like in a coffee. Something that hits you immediately. And you go on this short journey, and then you don't you realize that it's over. And that's more so the sweetness coming in. It's mostly like a smooth ride. It hits you and it comes down. Sometimes I do like it the other way, which is kind of different to an extent, where you get the sweetness first, and the then you get the acidity. And all acidity is different, you know. So I'm not really getting that, so to speak. Yeah, from this Guatemalan, I thought it was a little bit more fruit forward or fruit tasting, but it's more like a chocolate tasting coffee, and that's fine. But I'm not gonna lie, this coffee was too expensive for it to be kind of just, nah. So we'll see. It is what it is. But Thanksgiving. So what am I planning to do today? I smoked the turkey breast yesterday, which looked like it came out great. I had a couple samples yesterday. It took a lot longer than I thought. Like a 5 pound turkey breast. And if you think about it, I've done this experiment where I've taken off a regular size 12, 13 pound turkey. That's about 3 pounds, 3.5 pounds. So you would have to imagine that the turkey breast from a 5 pound bird is probably like a 20 pound, 20 pound bird, which is really big. That's not what they want to talk about. But it's all good. I prefer the turkey anyway. Turkey breast anyway. Um, I did get a lot of ribeye roast yesterday. The fire sale in the store. I may go back again and see if they have anything else before they close for today. Um, and just take it easy. I may make a steak. Um, and yeah, we'll just go from there and see how that works out and all that good stuff. But looking forward to a chill day. I do have some coffee to deliver tomorrow, which is going to be should be a lot of fun. And then get back home and get back on the grind. I do need to finish up my Amazon listing because it does need to be finished. So then I can start to get that going. And then I'm waiting for my 12 ounce to 16 ounce bags. And that hopefully that should be here next week. But other than that, things are moving. But one of the other things I did want to talk about before I head out to really get my day started is Breville. Now, how should I say this? The beauty of podcasts is that you don't actually get to see my face, to me. Yeah, of course, there's people that do videos and all that stuff, and they say it's a podcast, which it is, but I don't know. Certain people, you get more so that stuff of how important and relevant it is for them to do the video thing. But I do like the way I do podcasts, at least for now, which I think that's the way I'm going to do it. Because there's other things I'm planning to do that you'll see more of me. Is that you don't get to see my expressions really. You don't really get to, you do get to see, kind of feel what I'm going through, if that makes sense. Through my words, the way I say them. When you talk to somebody, you can kind of get an idea of their personality, But a lot of times, especially with something that's present, that's in your face, as video can be, a lot of times people tend to not be honest, you know? That's what I normally get a lot of times, especially when you are watching like food channels, food TV, especially when they're doing like a food crawl or something like that, restaurant and all that good stuff, going around tasting different foods or festival. Everything's good, which is fine. You want to be as tactful as you can be, but is it truly really honest though? You know? And certain things make sense for you to be on an honest train, but some things are just like, hey, yeah, this is what I do. All that good stuff. So it is what it is. But I guess what I'm getting at right now is that I think for the most part, I'm done with Breville products. If you're not familiar with Breville, I think they're an Australian based company and sell some really good stuff. Well, they look like they sell some really good stuff. I've gotten coffee makers. I've gotten, I still have, I think the only thing that I have of Breville right now is my panini press. And I think that it's working out really well is because they probably over engineered it years ago. and they realized that they probably over engineered it, and that's why they come up with a new one. Something like that. I'm just making fun. Um, I've had what else has I had with Breville? Um, oh, toaster ovens. Those are the main things that I got. And their toaster ovens are beautiful. They have so many functions. And after a year or two, they just fucking die on you. And that's what happened to my last Breville product. It just died on me. And then I called the service people and they were talking about this or that and how I can pay $120 and they'll try to fix it and they'll give me a new one. And if it doesn't work, you have to pay for a new one. So I don't know. It was so crazy. And these things are expensive. I think Bravo, the one I paid for, was like $400. And I did that in the span of like 4 years, 3 times. And I was close to doing it again until I got my new device. It's a Wolf. That one was really fucking expensive too. I need to stop cursing, but that one's really expensive too. And but it's going pretty good. It's quieter. It's different. you know. But so the last thing I got from Breville was a sous vide machine. Beautiful. Again, I don't know. Is that the theme? Beautiful, expensive, marketing, hype, and all. Just awesome machine. You had to have an app, use the app in order to turn the thing on and to tell it to heat up and do all that good stuff. I think it costed me $250. And yeah, I've gotten a lot of good uses out of it. Hell, I still have it right now. But it started to really mess up. It said something was stuck. It didn't really work. It malfunctioned. Just a lot of lack of confidence on my side of it. And then it just finally just died. And I put it through its paces towards the end. I made sure that I was doing what I need to 180 degrees for like 15, 16 hours. Because it cost me so much money. Why not put it through its paces? And I wasn't, and still today, I'm not a crazy sous vide person. I do see like the awesomeness of it, so to speak. But it's it shouldn't have felt like that, especially since I bought it at the beginning of the year. It lasted essentially 10 months. I didn't use it every week. Hell, sometimes I think a couple months I didn't even touch it or knew that it was somewhere in the house. And it was not cool. It just died on me. Yeah, sure I can call the company. I've already gone through that rabbit hole. I guess what I'm saying right now is that a lot of times, especially high end stuff, and it can relate to coffee, is that sometimes people overhype things. And I don't want to be that person. I'll tell you if my coffee is weird or I probably didn't do a good job on this roast, probably because of this or that. But I want to be honest with you, and it's one of those things where, in my case, in this situation, you spend this money on this coffee and it I want you to enjoy it, you know? I want you to feel that you didn't get ripped off. And that's what I felt for the past X amount of weeks about this coffee in particular. This coffee, I'm talking about coffee. And this machine, this device in general, this Breville sous vide machine. It just starts to fall apart. When you look past all the prettiness of it, it was just a crap piece of machine. And it really didn't even last that long. It's a different story if that machine lasted. I would even give it 4 years. I mean, I paid a lot of money. It should last quite a bit of time, right? It didn't even do that. It lasted like 10 months. And yes, technically speaking, I can still kind of use it. But it's bootlegged away. You have to use it. And I'm not here for that. So I bought another machine. It cost me about $150. Not the top of the line one, but still a pretty good machine. And I sous vide some, what was sous vide? Some, I didn't know if I was going to do it because of that temperature. The highest temperature it goes up to is like I think 185, 190. I have to check it out. But it did a good job. It did a really good job. I do need to descale it from time to time, but yeah, so my biggest thing is that I want to give you a really good product. And the reason why I say good is because it's more authentic, it's more honest. And hell, if it's great to you, that's awesome. But I guess good tells me or gives you more of an impression that it's good stuff. I don't want to ever be that person to tell you like, hey man, this is great. This is the best crap in the world. And it's just okay. You know? It's like the under promise and over deliver type of situation that we're talking about right now. So yeah, so that's what I'm talking about right now. It's not so much of a bash this company or say negative review and stuff like that. It's really being honest. And I don't know where that company's going. I think they'll probably be fine. Some people probably do get the warranties. But you can't be spending all this money and it lasting this very short time, you know? Yeah, yeah. People use the crap out their equipment. They're supposed to. But that's what you supposed to engineer into it. So yeah, Breville, we're done. That panini machine is amazing though. I really do love it. I used it yesterday. I made uh a beef cheek panini. It was awesome. Nice, crunchy. It was delicious. Thank you. But no more future products from you. I don't care how cool those videos are and the marketing team and all that is. You know, you failed me too many times and I don't trust you anymore. So, all right, guys, this is a long one. 24 minutes, pretty damn long. And I will work on my cursing. And then that's it. Talk to you later.